This is a quote from Sam Cosme. Last year, I was not allowed to wear my hat backwards in the building. So that's a fun little fact there. That was something that we as players, offensive side, we weren't allowed to wear our hat backwards.
It's just such a trivial detail. Listen, it's one thing like if you're at a country club or you're at a restaurant and you want to take it off or something.
Right.
At a football park, where you're
like a practice facility or the sidelines or like
I mean, come on.
When
it
you're in
just
the cafeteria
shows,
eating with your buddies and your teammates.
It just shows that he's like focused on the wrong things.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fake bravado. I guess it'd be one thing if you were at a military academy or something like that. But
I mean,
these are professionals.
Wouldn't you think that at every NFL practice facility, at least one guy's wearing a hat on backwards?
Yes, if not multiple.
Well, especially like the offensive
I would
linemen.
guess.
You know what I mean?
Or even some coaches.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously Dan Quinn.
One of those is Dan Quinn. And he has a quote in this article. I respect people's individuality and things that mean something to them. So whether it's a hairstyle or no facial hair, like all the rules that we've all heard throughout our life, I don't necessarily see it that way. I like that people are unique and different.
Yeah. It's just, to me, it's just all a hustle. Like, I feel like Eric Bieniemy's whole shtick was like a hustle.
So those kids at UCLA, you better not wear your hats backwards to practice.
Yeah.
You better look out.
Yeah,
that's probably already been established.
Oh, I'm sure it has been.
It feels like just like fake tough guy stuff to me.
Totally does.
And man,
Very
I feel sorry
old
for those
school,
guys.
Like,
yeah. And instead, all we heard about was his attention to detail and everything, and none of it panned out.
Right.
None of it. What a poop show it was last year. Now the guy that everybody said was the Andy Reid's, apprentice. He can't even find a job in the league. Coaching in college.
And then we heard all these rumors that, everyone wanted him. He had all these interviews.
Everybody wanted him. But nobody freaking wanted him.
And then we didn't know what the responsibilities were, the roles of the coaches, offensive coaches in Kansas City. I mean, you always saw Bieniemy with the play sheet, and he was on the radio and on the mic talking to people, but you always heard that Reid really called the plays. So who knows what kind of input he had.
Now, let me say this. I'm kind of on the fence on this, and I'm not going hard on it. But it kind of does rub me a little bit the wrong way that Quinn is a backwards hat guy as the head guy. I think it's different when you're the D coordinator, you're the offense coordinator, you're the linebacker coach or something. But when you're the head guy and you're the backwards hat guy, I'm not going to make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
It's who he is. He likes individuality. He's being true to himself. That's fine.
That's just
the only problem
that's his personality.
I don't have a huge problem with it, but here's my
Belichick probably was.
Here's where I'm a little persnickety about it. He doesn't fully commit to it because I don't think he wears it backwards on game day. Like, I think he wears it backwards everywhere else.
But on game day, wears it forward.
The game day, I don't think I've ever seen him in a backwards hat.
They might even have a mandate.
It could be. I think he always shifts it forward, and maybe that's the reason he does it. It's because maybe the league is like, okay, you can wear your hat backwards during a presser and during training camp. That's fine. But during games, you got to wear your hat forward. I mean, maybe the league is like Eric Bieniemy.
It obviously means nothing.
Right.
I mean, Belichick would cut off his sleeves and he looked like a complete slob.
Yep.
And
but it was still NFL licensed gear. That's how he. His hat, that was his workaround.
Right. Did Belichick ever do backwards hat? He strikes me as a backwards hat guy.
I don't know. But on a side note, did you see?
I don't think so.
The reports that him coming out of the house a few months ago, almost a year ago, where that video surfaced. Now it turns out that was the
24-year-old
that he's now currently dating.
Right.
Yeah, it was her house. Big surprise.
It is. Listen, to each his own.
Yeah.
It is kind of embarrassing.
It's kind of embarrassing too. Like, did you see the picture of them? I think they arrived on. It was either Nantucket.
Yeah.
I guess they're vacationing in Nantucket.
They were going out on his boat.
Like, she's a woman, young woman in her mid-20s. She looks fresh and like young and vibrant. Yeah. And he's like, he's got a big, like, he's
a pig.
He's an old man.
Yeah.
Like, he's just walking around like kind of slovenly.
Yeah. You could do so much better.
He's got like a quarter zip on. He's got a weird fitting hat.
Here's what irked me. Is they described the woman who's like a cheerleader. I I mean, God bless her.
24 years old.
Yeah, I think she went to
24.
Bridgeport University or whatever. I'm
Right.
sure she's accomplished.
Uh-huh.
But they called her entrepreneur and philosopher. Philosopher?
Hey, maybe she
Who
has a
called her that?
Maybe she has
That's what it was the headline under one of the pictures.
maybe she has a philosophy degree. I don't know.
She's a philosopher. What the hell is she philosophizing?
I don't know. The only philosophers I know of are like Socrates and like Plato. Like
Yeah, so
those
she's like
are
that?
I mean, she's not on
She's like
that level.
Freud or
I
something?
still can't believe that she's dating him. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're a thing. They're a legit thing.
So obviously she has daddy issues, right? I mean, there's gotta be.
I can't break down the psychology.
I mean,
of it.
if you're the parent, if your daughter, is your daughter 24 yet?
Nope.
22.
20. Should be
23?
23 and
If
couple
your daughter
actually, next week.
Started dating Dan Quinn, who's
Well,
a lot
that's not-
younger.
that's
I
not
would
even
have a
appropriate.
problem
Like,
with
you
it,
need
yes.
somebody older. Like
Yeah, it's got to be older.
Yeah, you need somebody like.
It's got to be Dan Quinn's dad.
No, your boy, Danny Smith.
Oh, Danny Smith.
Well, how old's Danny Smith? Is he even in his 70s?
Probably.
Yeah.
Late
If-
60s, early 70s.
If your
maybe.
daughter started dating Danny
No, I
Smith,
like Danny. He's funny. No, of course we would all
I
have
mean, what
problems
would you
with it.
do?
I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing you could do.
I don't know. I mean, you couldn't stop it. I mean, she's an adult.
Right.
But I would. Yeah, I would have. Of course, I'd have a problem with it.
But would you have him over for a cookout and everything?
Danny, come
You
on,
and Danny over there
You-
flipping
some
burgers.
great stories.
He's 70. So
Yeah.
that's a perfect comp.
Yeah. Danny Smith and Madden.
So, do you have you? I like the fact that Dan Quinn wears the hat on backwards.
I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
Was he doing
It
that during?
bothers me a smidge
Just a
as the
smidge.
head guy. I'm not going to make a big deal about it because it doesn't mean anything. But there's something about the appearance of it as your head guy, the leader of your program. I just want him to be a smidge more buttoned up. But that's just a bias.
I'm okay
That's
with
just not
it.
him.
I don't have a problem with it.
I'm not saying I have a big problem with it.
Yeah.
But
You have a minor problem
I
with
have
it.
a minor problem with it.
You're minoring
But you know
in a
what?
problem.
You know what cures it all? Winning.
Oh,
Winning
yeah.
cures it all.
Yeah.
Just go out there, win.
They win
make
10
Jaden
or 11
Daniels a
games.
star.
Wear your
Yeah.
hat backwards whenever you want,
I'll
wherever
never-
you want.
But keep losing and losing and losing. I'm gonna start joning on that hat.
Yeah. You're going to say, turn that thing around.
And believe me, I'm a guy that likes to wear their hat backwards.
Yeah.
I get it, but I'm a nothing. I give I'm a nobody.
They start the year 0-3, 0-4. Yeah, you're gonna have a problem with that hat.
Don't you understand though the difference between like a head guy being a backwards hat guy, and then all your assistants, your underlings?
I think
your
it's kind of.
grinders.
I think it's kind of cool that he's bucking the trend of everybody's got to be. You have to be a CEO type. You have to be super conservative, like as a head coach.
Yeah, I guess I.
They're
kinda-
all. Most of them are so boring. You can't get any
They
sort
are.
of
And
personality.
he seems
or
like a great guy.
great guy.
Believe me, I don't. It's a picky thing.
He's a Salisbury man.
Of course.
That's
Yeah.
what Salisbury men are. They're gravitas.
Yeah.
They're men of substance.
this is- and
Does it bother you at all? Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's a minor thing. It's not a big
notorious
thing.
backward hat guy.
Yeah, I mean, you're just you're cowherd now. I mean,
I'm not trying to be.
You're the
Why?
CEO. I need my quarterback to be the CEO. You just need him to win. You need him to play well.
I told you,
Doesn't
if he
matter.
wins, it all goes away. And it's not a big thing, but it's just a little thing that bugs me.
I know. Whether Jim Zorn has wet hair or Mike Shanahan has a red face or Dan Quinn has a backwards hat, you just got to win. It doesn't matter.
I would like Dan Quinn to lobby the league to wear the backwards hat on
the
game day.
sideline.
That's what I want it to I want it to be all the way in backwards hat guy, not just backwards hat guy up. Now, if it's a league rule where you can't do it, I guess he's hamstrung. There's not much he can do about it. But if he can do it on Sundays, he should do it.
But there's something. There's also something about the age appropriateness of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know when you see like old guys wearing jeans,
right.
It just doesn't seem like
So you
it's
don't
right.
think 55-year-old guys should be wearing hats
Like,
on
what's
backwards?
I mean, I
cutoff-
do it sometimes.
What's the cutoff age for guys to wear jeans?
I don't know, but like I see some guys like in their 70s.
Okay.
I just feel like they shouldn't be wearing jeans.
Like, what do they wear at that point then?
What,
I don't
slacks?
Like sweatpants? You
you
have
mean
to
like
wear,
fashionable jeans?
or just any jeans?
Maybe they just wear them trifling because they're like maybe that's
I mean,
everything's tucked in and everything.
Roger wears jeans
Yeah, right.
every day.
They're the worst jeans in the country.
Roger is a different category.
that's
All right, he's just he's
he's-
got his own world that
Yeah.
like you see a grandpa, whatever, with his kids, and he's wearing jeans and the
Yeah.
belt and everything's all tucked in. And
Right.
It just looks hurt. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to describe it.
So are you telling me when
Believe me, I'm no fashion boy.
if you make it to 75, are you not going to own jeans, or you're not going to wear jeans
I actually
ever?
think I will be one of those guys that wears age inappropriate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think I'll be a guy that's still wearing a younger
I'm
man's
pretty sure
outfit.
if I make it to 75, I'm not going to just wear like slacks around or
Maybe
or
like
stupid Dockers.
maybe like gray
I'm not
sweats.
doing that.
Gray sweats.
Matt, I think I'm still going to wear these Navy football sweatpants.
I mean, you're
when
10 years in already with those.
I'm just gonna keep
What's
going.
another 20?
I'm going to keep going.
I mean, how do those not have some sort
Look
of
at the
hole in them?
they do. Look at the bottoms of
Oh,
them.
they do. I mean, all the wear.
Look.
I mean,
It's all hard.
Who's that? Under Armour?
that's a
Yeah.
testament to the
Like, good
durability of
product.
Under Armour.
Look,
I mean,
they're,
you wear
they're
those
ripping
every day.
the bottom of the rip.
Dude, I still have Under Armour underwear
I think Gerald Ford wore those.
from 2002. 22,
I think he was in the
I
Navy.
have 22-year-old underwear. Can anybody else here top that?
I don't wear
Now,
underwear.
let me
think
say it.
so.
Yeah, you don't want
Oh, 22.
From 2002, when we were at HFS, Kevin Plank sent us a whole box of stuff, and I still have silly Under Armour underwear. Now, I will say this.
They're stained while the plane's stained.
No, they're black, so you don't. There's
They
no
are
stains.
the black.
The black. They are starting to rip a little bit. They're starting to
Oh,
rip.
it's a hole.
22 years later.
And
That's
again,
a testament.
The Under Armour durability.
That's a testament to that underwear. Now, you couldn't wear tighty whities like that. No chance. First of all, they'd be.
Man, I haven't
Must
worn
protect
ti-
this house.
I probably haven't worn tighty whitey since high school.
By the way, speaking
I
of Under
agree.
Armour, you saw Maryland re-upped with Under Armour. They were
Shocker.
they were claiming that they were
When they were
have
shopping?
medallions, and they
Are you
re-upped
kidding?
with Under Armour.
Of course.
Big surprise.
Of course
the least
they did.
surprising news probably of the last year.
I hope Under Armour can rally. They're at
I hope they can too.
they're at a cross point or whatever the cliche is.
crossroads.
They're at a crossroad.
They're at a crossroads.
They're at a crossroad right now.
Yeah. Their stonks have gone in the toilet.
I do need Navy to send some updated gear so I can wear different pants. So, who's our coach? Newberry, right? Is that their coach?
I don't know.
Brian Newberry?
Where did Coach Niumatalolo wind up? Anybody know?
I thought he was an assistant like at UCLA or something. Is that wrong?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is he with Bieniemy? Is he on the same
Well,
staff
I
as
don't know.
Bieniemy?
I literally I just said that. I didn't even think. Some reason that was in my brain. But I'm
He's an
probably wrong.
assistant somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Figure that out.
I thought it was UCLA.
Yes, Jason. I think you should reach out to the powers that be, most likely Pete Medhurst, and get yourself some new track pants.
Yeah, just Pete, get this message back to Coach Newberry. Send
Run
us
it
a
up
box
the
of stuff.
flagpole.
Oh, that's right. He took over the San Jose State job. He's the head coach.
Ah, very good. Good
Last
for
year
him.
he was a UCLA assistant.
Okay.
It was.
Good.
Yeah, it's sick how that's just in your brain. You don't even know why. Brain just spits it out. It's so sick.
Nice job.
Huh?
Good job.
You're not giving me credit for that? That's good.
I'll give you a little credit. Yeah.
A little credit. Nobody else seemed to know it.
I knew the current head coach. You didn't know that?
No.
No,
I wouldn't care.
back padding. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. No, but then.
By the way, it's going to take me time to adjust to the fact that UCLA is now in the Big Ten. Like their upcoming schedule this fall includes trips to Penn State. They play Rutgers. I mean UCLA is playing
At Rutgers, right?
Rutgers, yes.
Yeah, they gotta go
They're
coast to
playing
coast.
Iowa. They're playing Nebraska.
Just get used to it.
It's going to take some time.
You know what? When you're doing
Southern Cal's coming to Maryland Stadium, or I'm sorry, CQ Field.
when you're doing your Power 5 Survivor picks, then you'll realize
I'm doing Power 5 Survivor picks.
you were in it last year.
I will. I'm kidding. I know it's your baby.
It's going to be interesting. But
Here, by the way, somebody says that his only issue with DQ wearing a hat backwards is that he wears a snapback. It should only be a fitted hat backwards.
Okay, I don't know
never-
those rules. I don't know that etiquette.
I've always worn whatever.
I'm not in the fashion police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
If that's what he says, I'm sure it's right.
Maybe it's a thing. I've always worn whatever backwards.
if I were
All right.
Dan Quinn, I'd be trying to get an endorsement deal with Dairy Queen, the DQ. I would be working that angle so hard. Hey, even
Don't
though
you
he's
think he's
making
got
he's making NFL head coaching money. You can
Yeah, I mean,
always
he's
make
fine.
a little on the side.
You can always make a little inside, but don't you think he's got other things to worry about? Like
No, he doesn't have
get
just
Jamie Davis to perform.
have his agent work on that.
Right,
He
right.
can work on all the installs.
DQ a DQ. Do
Yeah,
you think
Dairy
DQ
Queen.
Dan Quinn is a big enough name to do a national endorsement campaign for Dairy Queen?
You can't do the endorsement
Why?
because
He's at least big enough to do it regionally, EB. Not, I don't know about nationally.
because the jokes write themselves. The defense stinks. It's soft serve. I mean, I don't know if you want to do that.
You're really like
I'm just saying.
deep here.
Right
I like-
away, he goes to soft
Yeah, I mean,
serve,
he's all.
soft defense.
Why are you poo-pooing his endorsement?
That's just how his brain works.
All right.